On February 26, 2024, a tragedy unfolded in the Stafford Court area of Hendersonville, Tennessee. A mother went to her son's bedroom to wake him up for school, only to find he wasn't there. The missing child was Sebastian Rogers, a 15-year-old with high-functioning autism. Disappearance cases are common in the United States. According to the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, DJJOP, a child goes missing every 40 seconds in the US, amounting to over 2,100 cases per day. However, Sebastian's case stands out as one of the most bizarre disappearances in the country. He seemingly vanished into thin air. Despite a detailed investigation, no useful clues emerged to reach any conclusion. Approximately 1 year later, Sebastian's case remains unsolved. The uncertainty is heartbreaking. Imagine not knowing whether your child is alive or lost somewhere in the world. Welcome to Bad Things. As usual, we'll be examining the timeline, the unknown facts, and the theories to determine what most likely happened to Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian Rogers was born on December 7, 2008, to parents Katie and Seth Rogers, a corrections officer. Sebastian had a troubled childhood, as his parents didn't stay together. Katie later married another man named Chris Proudfoot. Katie worked as an installation technician for a home security service, while Chris worked as a crane operator at St. Jude's Hospital in Memphis. Although Sebastian remained in contact with his biological father, he lived with his mother and stepfather in Hendersonville, Tennessee. As a result, Sebastian found himself in a custody battle between his biological parents. Being a child of divorced parents wasn't the only challenge in Sebastian's life. What's even more heartbreaking is that he was diagnosed with autism and 6q27 chromosomal deletion syndrome. Individuals with these conditions often face developmental and behavioral challenges, requiring extra attention and care to adapt to social norms and culture. Katie describes her son as very smart and not a mischievous child by any means. His lack of social skills made it challenging for him to make friends, but he enjoyed the companionship of animals, including 2 dogs and even a snake. He also loved playing games, especially Minecraft on his Nintendo Switch. Sebastian was fond of routine, which suited his condition and the need for structured activities. On February 25, 2024, the day before his disappearance, Sebastian had a normal day filled with fun and laughter, as described by Katie. Being so connected to his family, he spent his last moments enjoying time with them. He took out the trash, as he usually did. Around 9 p.m., he said, "Good night, Mom, I love you," and went to his bed. However, about an hour later, Katie noticed some noise coming from Sebastian's room. While the sound caught her attention, it didn't seem out of the ordinary at the time. She reportedly told her son to stop whatever he was doing and go to bed. She last saw Sebastian around 10 p.m., sleeping in his bedroom. The day of the bizarre disappearance, February 26, 2024. The next day at 6 o'clock, Katie went to wake Sebastian up for school, only to find that he wasn't in his bedroom. She searched the entire house, explaining that her son typically got up to find some snacks and would hide behind the walls to watch and playfully tease her. But this time, things were drastically different. She ran through the house, checking the doors and windows, while calling out his name. None of Sebastian's belongings were missing to suggest he had run away. The door was also locked, indicating there was no signs of trouble. Finally, Katie called Chris, who was in Memphis for work. He then contacted law enforcement, requesting urgent help. In cases like this, investigators often consider disappearances as runaway situations. Katie addressed this possibility, saying, "My son doesn't run, and he's not a runner. He's never run away before. I don't know why he walked out that door." Investigation. Unlike other cases where investigators show little interest in disappearances, this time the autistic child was fortunate, as the Sumner County Sheriff's Office quickly began their search. On the same day as the disappearance, over 200 searchers, including multiple K9 units, mounted officers, helicopter crews, and even drones, scoured the area. Upon contacting the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, TBI, an endangered child alert was issued due to the incoming bad weather and the health issues associated with the missing teen. As hours passed, Sebastian's condition became more critical due to a lack of medication. Sebastian was described as a 5'5", 120-pound white male with brown hair and brown eyes. According to the alert, he had been last seen earlier in his neighborhood wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. The alert also noted that his medical condition might hinder his ability to appear without assistance. On February 27th, the day after his disappearance, authorities upgraded the alert level to an amber alert, indicating law enforcement's reasonable belief that abduction could be involved and that the child was in immediate danger of serious bodily injury or death. The situation grew more urgent due to extreme weather expected to move into the area. While Sebastian had a medical condition, the longer period of disappearance raised alarm for the family of any 15-year-old. Police continued their search, using unique tactics such as playing Sebastian's favorite song, Eye of the Tiger, in hopes of luring him out. Authorities also asked neighbors to check security and doorbell cameras for any sightings of Sebastian. One was reported on Newman's Trail off Long Hollow Pike, but it was later confirmed that it wasn't the missing autistic teen. Searchers had covered 2,000 miles on foot and thoroughly searched Sebastian's home multiple times, but still no helpful clues emerged. On February 28th, a TBI spokesperson explained that the missing teen's family had requested they inform local media that they were currently unable to speak or be available for interviews. This raised concerns as to why the family wasn't engaging with the media, which could help raise awareness. On February 29th, 3 days after the disappearance, police drained a pond to the east of the Proudfoots' home, but found nothing. On March 2nd, an anonymous group of business owners announced a $3,000 reward for information leading to Sebastian's discovery. On March 3rd, the reward increased to $3,500. This was also the day the parents spoke to the media for the first time, facing criticism for their delayed response. On March 4th, authorities announced they were reducing the ground search and transitioning to an investigation phase, given the number of days that had passed. On March 27th, investigators began searching a Kentucky landfill where the family had sent trash. Despite an extensive search and investigation over a longer period, authorities found no specific information about Sebastian's whereabouts. After 6 months of Sebastian's disappearance, something positive came when the FBI announced a $50,000 reward for information. Dwayne Chapman, better known as Dog the Bounty Hunter, joined the search and helped increase the reward to $100,000. He also spoke out about the online harassment and threats surrounding the case. It's really bad. I mean, they have threatened Seth's family and written letters to their employers, to their people, and that has got to stop. This isn't all. On December 22, 2024, Court TV released a video from the day before Sebastian vanished. The video showed Sebastian dining with his mother at a Texas roadhouse in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Concerns were raised when the camera highlighted something odd about Katie. She was seemingly taking photos of Sebastian and sending them to someone. She wasn't engaging with Sebastian. Instead, she looked around as if searching for someone else. Additionally, the way Sebastian was eating seemed unusual, as if he hadn't been fed properly in a week. The video also raised questions about whether Sebastian made his way back home after dining there. Jennifer Coffin-Daffer, a retired FBI special agent, also questioned the situation. She explained that investigators were reliant on what Katie said because she was the last person to be with Sebastian, according to her statements. This sparked a new wave of discussion on social media. In such a bizarre situation, it's clear that every single clue would be scrutinized closely. One person commented, "Mom taking photos and sending them to someone. Why is she looking around like that? Then he disappears the next day. Mom seems a little suspicious, IMO." While it's important to closely examine the actions in the video, it doesn't provide any concrete evidence to lead investigators toward legal action. Some people highlighted Sebastian's autism as an explanation for his unusual eating behavior, while others noted that taking and sharing pictures is common in today's world. As of January 2025, Sebastian's case remains open, awaiting any helpful leads. Numerous sightings, statements, and theories continue to surface regarding what may have happened to Sebastian Rogers. While there are many theories surrounding this case, we'll focus on those with the highest potential. If you think we've missed something important, feel free to share it in the comments. Runaway. This theory is based on the tension Sebastian may have felt before his disappearance, mainly due to being a child of separated parents. As we've discussed, he lived with his mom but then had to move to his dad's to seek his affection. This situation is more disturbing than it might seem at first. Nancy Grace, a well-known champion of victims' rights, revealed some dark details about Sebastian's life with his mom and stepdad. She recalled an incident when Chris, Sebastian's stepdad, hit him with a belt, a serious form of violence. Chris himself admitted to giving Sebastian this punishment.
Sebastian had gotten in trouble. He got caught lying. And I had asked him, I said, "Hey, you got to have a punishment for this." He says, "Yes, sir." And I said, "Okay." So I gave him a swat with a belt on his buttocks on the outside of his clothes, one swat.
Given these circumstances, it's not far-fetched to suggest that Sebastian may have run away. The involvement of the mother and stepfather. As the days passed, concerns about Sebastian's disappearance, especially the theories regarding the possible involvement of his parents, flooded social media. This often happens when the public becomes overly aggressive in discussing specific cases. One such example came from the YouTuber Bullhorn Betty, who was covering the case, but went so far as to harass the family. Behind the Bullhorn Betty persona is Andra Griffin, who accused the family of harming their son. Katie even requested a temporary order of protection against the YouTuber, quoting, "She, Andra, threatens us and posts live while driving by our home." The protection orders were granted, but this didn't stop people from continuing to make various theories about the family's involvement. Foul play or abduction. There are some clues that suggest Sebastian might have been a victim of foul play or abduction. News Channel 5 shared footage taken near the family's home at around 3:10 a.m. on February 26th. The family shows two people with flashlights. Upon closer examination, Chris dismissed this footage as unrelated to the case. But what do you think about this footage? Could any of these individuals be Sebastian? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. This footage adds complexity to the case, suggesting the presence of someone outside the home that night. In April, investigators found a pair of eyeglasses that appeared to belong to Sebastian. In May, a pair of pants was also found in the search area, raising suspicions of criminal involvement. While there's no official conclusion, we have many statements and clues that help us to determine what most likely happened to Sebastian Rogers. We believe, sadly, that Sebastian's own mother and stepfather were involved in his disappearance. While this is just a theory, it's based on stronger evidence and statements compared to the other theories we've discussed. Let's look at the runaway theory first. If Sebastian had a motive to escape because he was being mistreated at his mother's house, why wouldn't he have reached out to his biological father? Seth's cooperation throughout the case shows his care and love for his son. Also, if he was planning to start a new life somewhere else, even considering his behavioral issues due to autism, why wouldn't he have taken his necessary belongings with him? As we've mentioned, none of his belongings were missing. His beloved Nintendo Switch and phone, which he used to take photos, were left untouched. Seth also mentioned that Sebastian's 3 pairs of shoes were at the front door after the disappearance. It's hard to believe that a 15-year-old would leave home barefoot, carrying only a flashlight, especially for Sebastian, who had high-functioning autism. With all of this in mind, the possibility of a neighbor or a professional criminal being involved comes to mind. While foul play or abduction could be considered in the case of a 15-year-old boy, the timing raises questions about how anyone could have committed the crime while Sebastian was reportedly inside his room. Additionally, Seth believed his son wouldn't have gotten into a stranger's vehicle, saying, "It's up in the air for me. He would not get into a vehicle unless he knew them." Additionally, officials didn't find the eyeglasses or the pants to be conclusively connected to the case, making it difficult to deduce any criminal involvement. Why do we suspect Sebastian's parents might be involved? It wasn't just random social media users or influencers who alleged this. It was Seth himself. When asked what he believed happened, he gave some clues that pointed toward his ex-wife.
His mother was the last one to see him. She's responsible for this, either through negligence at the bare minimum.
Seth also expressed that he didn't see Katie as a good mother. This wasn't just about general care. He revealed something truly dark. Sebastian had been previously molested in her apartment. He strongly criticized the Proudfoots, stating that, as a parent, you would never let your child be in a dangerous situation. Seth has also said that finding his son didn't feel like a shared goal with his ex-wife and her husband. He was disappointed that the couple hadn't reached out to him. Dog the Bounty Hunter theorized that Sebastian might be stashed somewhere because of a custody dispute between his biological parents. He said, "We're seeing a domestic squabble over a child." And here's something even stranger. During their interview with Nancy Grace in March, the Proudfoots revealed that they were away from home due to Chris's job in Memphis. This seems suspicious, since they left their home while their child was still missing. This is why we believe Sebastian's parents were most likely involved in his disappearance, or at least know what happened to him. However, they are innocent until proven guilty, and we don't want to claim anything as 100% true without solid proof. We hope Sebastian is alive and safe, but if something worse did happen, we believe it should be revealed to those still waiting for justice. What do you think? Did we miss anything? Share your thoughts in the comments.